Thank you very much. I am a member of the CSM and a proud veteran of the CFS reform and most of its subsequent policy convergence activities. And I would like to recall, as our chair said yesterday, that the real work on CFS policy outcomes starts once they are adopted. The use, application, and monitoring of CSS policy outcomes is absolutely critical to the legitimacy of our committee. And this is particularly true for our constituencies, our 11 constituencies and communities in all regions for whom global forums are not the natural habitat. There would be no motivation for them to take the time and energy necessary and overcome the many barriers of language, time zone, format to engage in CFS negotiations if they don't produce global norms that help them defend their rights, their territories, their livelihoods on the ground. And that's why they participated so strongly in the reform of the CFS and helped to make it the inclusive human rights-based forum that distinguishes it. The external evaluation of the CFS in 2017 noted that CSM constituencies are on the front line of use and application in the field. I repeat, when these recommendations are judged to be useful, and this finding has been corroborated by all of these subsequent experiences, including the VGGT, which I may add to the points made by Yaya, has been successful also because of the quality of these guidelines, the fact that CSM was able to get many points included that are important for people on the ground, and took the trouble to translate the dry UN language into popular education materials that people could actually use to defend their struggles. Now, in 2017, we had the pleasure of organizing a major event on bringing Rome home with the support of Ambassador Amira Gores, who was then chair of the CFS, and whose dedication to use and application of CFS outcomes was legendary. And we're happy to take this occasion to pay tribute to her efforts. Throughout this plenary, delegation after delegation have spoken to the extreme urgency of responding to the devastating impacts of COVID-19 and of turning this challenge into an opportunity to correct the deficiencies of food systems that are exacerbating inequalities within and among countries. And COVID has, in fact, underlined the relevance of many CFS policy outputs to addressing both the immediate impacts and contributing to the necessary radical transformation of our food systems. Let me mention only the connecting smallholders to markets, but also the many others like social protection, price volatility, water, and of course, the right to food. And the voices of African countries were particularly strong in the session on MyPow, to make sure that the MyPow decision box included reference to this most urgent and critical food security issue that governments and people are facing today. And as a result, a bullet point was added to the decision box that requests the CFS for continued deliberation and due attention to the impacts of COVID-19. We propose to draw together the outcomes of the many work streams of the past to feed CFS's deliberation today, packaging them along with reports of the HLP, RBAs, and the experience of our members and participants to make them more accessible and applicable, not single policy outcomes, but an organic whole, as Mario Arvalo suggested. In closing, let me emphasize that in order to use and apply the policy outcomes into which we've invested so much energy and passion, we have to ensure that they are relevant, ambitious, and add value to previous discussions. During the just closed negotiations on the voluntary guidelines on food systems and nutrition, time and again, we witnessed a refusal to incorporate already adopted and agreed language from past negotiations. So let us defend, use, apply, and build on our excellent policy outcomes, those that speak to the interests of the people and the planet. to address COVID-19 and make the radical transformations we need today. Thank you.